the show's fantastic, and I will just say that Karen has a lot going on this season.
Yes, she does. And so, do you know, you've seen 8 of them. So they sent me, all 10. And I refuse to watch them. I want to watch them as the audience watches them. I'm a weirdo like that. And I like to kind of have the experience of seeing them and interacting with people and seeing the full production on my screen.
Sure. I mean, but you were there. You know what's going to happen.
I was there. Was I? Yes, I was. Emotionally, yes.
I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about For All Mankind, but I mentioned to a few people I was going to talk to you, and someone sent in a question, and so I wanted to make sure I could ask that.
Sure, let's do it.
I believe his name is Eric Kripke, and he said, "Hey, Shantel, longtime fan, first-time caller. I'm a huge fan of yours. You're an amazing actor, and yet I keep killing you in my shows. What's my sickness?"
I mean, his sickness is everything that you watch in The Boys. I mean, I don't know how graphic I can be, but basically the fleshy thing that chokes somebody in season 2 is definitely part of his sick brain. I love Eric, and I just adore him. I said a very long time ago, it is very hard in Hollywood to find loyalty. And that man has been loyal through and through, and does incredible shows. So I'm lucky to be on his radar.
I know that they're getting ready to start filming season 3. Do you know if you're in sort of any flashback or anything?
You think I can tell you that? Come on. I can't. How about I'll just say Eric and I have had some correspondence lately,
I understand.
So he's not really a first-time caller,
Right, exactly. Look, I mean, that show, anything can happen, but let's get into why.
I know, right?
Anything. But that show is fantastic. But so I love For All Mankind, and I definitely want to jump into that. For people that are looking forward to season 2, what can you tease people about it?
Nothing. This is the worst part, is like, my favorite is when they send the list of like, do not spoil. And I was like, oh, so nothing. There's literally nothing. In trying to craft some sort of teaser, I think that I've landed on, it's really interesting doing time jumps, because I remember ending season 1 thinking, oh my gosh, she's lost all this identity and everything that she's loved, and who is she going to be? And, my mind goes to the worst case scenario, and I'm like, she's going to prostitute herself and become a crack addict. And it was like all these very extreme, awful ideas that I had. And thank God I'm not a writer. And they handed me the scripts for 1 and 2. And I was still shocked that it seems as though Karen has changed so much. And I think that she's finally living a lot more in her truth, as a lot of the characters are, and discovering more of who they are and their truth, which was really interesting for like a season 2 premise. But she's not really that different. In her innate nature, taking care of people is just who and what she is, and she finds a way to do it on a bigger scale. And it was interesting to dive into where Karen is at, which is kind of another midlife crisis.
Yeah, I wish I could get specific.
I can call it that, right?
I can.
I mean, that's to put it lightly.
I can say Karen has a lot going on this season. You were given a lot.
I mean, I had thought she had a lot going on in season 1, and then season 2 came, and I was like, oh, this girl just does not get a breather. Okay.
Right. When you see in the scripts that you are going to be eating spaghetti and drinking beer, are you like, God damn it? Or what is it like actually filming those scenes?
It's me writing and being like, hey guys, do we have gluten-free, because I'm celiac? And so everything that Karen is eating and drinking goes against everything I can have. Of course, we're drinking, colored water. And the spaghetti, they had to try to find one that was gluten-free but looked the same. Eating on camera is the etiquette classes my mom gave me as a kid no longer exist. And so there were a lot of takes of just cracking up laughing as, noodles went flying and you're trying to say lines. And it was, I know it was from Ron Moore's childhood, and that part was really cool to play, but it is not easy to eat spaghetti gracefully and carry on conversations.
Completely. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are actors, and they tell me that, the eating and drinking scenes between doing your dialogue, hitting continuity, it's a lot harder than people think.
It is. And we have a lot of eating when it comes to the Baldwin family. And so it's always a task to be like, okay, what am I going to eat off this plate that I can eat for 30 takes and, still do without making a mess?
Completely. For this season, and even for the first season, how much did you know, or how much had they figured out about the arc of Karen and the series? How much did you know, and how much is it sort of like you getting it script by script?
I would say 70 to 80% is script by script. I know a few anchors within a season, like big major things. I found out pretty early on in season 1 what was going to happen with our son, and then very quickly had to forget that I knew that information was there. But I didn't know how it was going to unfold, and I didn't know how it was going to end. That's literally all I knew for season 1. Season 2, I knew a few more anchors because they wanted to talk me through their thinking of it. And because I think there was some trickiness in playing it. In season 1, a lot happens to her. And in season 2, she's making choices that are the reason things are happening to her and in her life. And so I think that to navigate that required a little bit more knowledge and a little bit more crafting, which I appreciate. I like to know things. It's easy for me to forget them because I just try to stay present when we're shooting. But yeah, we don't get to know a whole lot. Like in season 1, the scenes with Wayne, who's played by Lenny, incredible. I don't think there were supposed to be as many of those, but for whatever reason, when they saw us together, they felt inspired, so they wrote more of them. And they're very organic in that process and open to it as writers, and I love that. Like if they see something that makes sense and they can kind of feel inspired by and keep writing, they do. What
actually is your favorite storyline that is not your own in this show?
My favorite story in season 1 or 2? In 1, probably.
I would like 2, but I'll take 1 if
okay,
you don't want to
but
talk about 2.
I'll just say, I can say who. In season 2, it's Gordo's. I think that he has emotional, physical, there's a lot of transitioning happening, and I just adore Michael, and I marvel at his talent. I have from day one. I watched him in Patriot, and I was like, oh, I get to be on a show with him. I just think he's incredible. And in season 2, I like that deep dive of complete transformation, and so I was very envious of him getting to do that. And in season 1, I love Molly Cobb. I like her demeanor. I love that she's totally opposite of Karen, very free, open spirit, but also like a little rough around the edges. And I think that it was a really fun character for me to watch.
On that note, I got to go. I'm just going to say congrats on the series. Can't wait to watch the last 2 episodes when they send them.
I know. I can't wait for you to see it. Thank you so much. Nice to talk with you.
Have a great day.